Hello and welcome to another edition of Canutillo Combos, the official Canutillo podcast. I'm Gustavo Reveles, the Director of Communications for the school district. With us, of course, we have our fearless leader, and sometimes fearful, apparently.
Fear,
Dr. Pedro Galaviz.
Neutral.
Fear neutral.
Fear neutral. Neutral, fearful.
Doc, we have a special guest today. As always, we have Laura Lupia, the controls here, and Dr. Oscar Rico, our Executive Director of Operations for the school district.
We call him Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton Rico of Canutillo.
Vuitton Rico of Canutillo, the man in the suit.
Yeah.
Always wearing a suit. But you know what's crazy though? I was my wife and I came out of a movie theater, and I saw all these young kids, and then I heard, hey Galaviz, whatever, and I look, and it's his son, and this is a movie theater, right? Everyone's in jeans, short. His son's in a suit.
Why was your son in the suit?
It's a long story, but he showed up in formal wear to hang out with his friends.
Yeah, formal wear. Yeah, he was in a suit.
Wow, okay.
Because remember
he was coming from somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he was not.
So does he take after you in the suit?
He does, right?
The tailor has to do a little more work on his side, but yeah.
No, he's a good kid. He's one of our nurses.
Right,
One of our nurses.
District,
yeah, he's a good kid. Very good kid. So.
Anyway, so we're here because we have tons of papers in front of us, Doc.
Yeah.
We're looking at the list so far of people who have turned in an application to be part of the Canutillo Bond Accountability Committee, CBAC. And this is an important committee that the district has set up in order to help us oversee the management of this bond that was approved on May 4th. We made this promise that we would create this group, this committee. We're following through, and we are so happy with the response. We have 53 names in front of us so far. 53,
and that's great given the bond is what
387.
87. So, but our project A is 378.
Construction projects
378. So that's a good number that you got a lot of community members that really care about the direction of this district.
And in looking at the list so far, we have a real diverse group of individuals, people with long-standing tradition of serving the school district, to names that we don't really recognize. They're new to being involved with us, and they want to get involved. So we're excited about this opportunity to engage with the community, to make sure that this bond goes as planned, and that we are held accountable.
Oscar, what do you think of the list?
It's a very comprehensive list, right? And it kind of shows what we saw throughout the bond planning and campaigning and drafting of it. We were able to see it at the polls as well. A lot of community members that have some type of engagement with our district. They have kids here, they have grandkids, nieces, nephews. They themselves are alumni. We're coming out and proving what was best for our kids. I think the particular nature of our district, we are in a place where a lot of kids either go to other districts, or there's a lot of homes without kids, right, that have no attachment. So obviously that was a difficult sell for them, but this list is really a culmination of all the efforts that we see, with a bunch of people being involved, with this bond passing in some of its instances by 12 votes. That shows that everybody made a difference. So if you're listening to this podcast and you talk to 2 people, this bond passed because of you.
Exactly. And I think it also, it's because you have such 53, it's a big group. So it's gonna, because I've been on some committees, and then you always have that I call them that bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion. I'm right. Oh, and again, I've been on those committees, and you got those people that wanna
push their way,
their opinion, their choice. And so this is really an opportunity to model for our kids the process of dialogue. There's not one way. And I guess my example was, I remember when we did the Jumbotron, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, Jumbotron. No, you can't have a Jumbotron. Blah, 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 blah. That's what I heard. I'm like,
Right.
dude, it's a Jumbotron. It's Friday night. We're the only 5A high school, and nobody wanted to dialogue about it. It was right away, no, we're not spending. It's like, that's for our kids. Why can't we have a Jumbotron? And remember, we got that day.
A lot of pushback.
We got a lot of pushback. We were like, how could you?
It became a thing.
It became a thing, right? That should be a song. It became a thing. and you don't want that. You want dialogue. You really do. Tell me why. No one said, well, tell me why do we need a Jumbotron? Why shouldn't we have a Jumbotron?
Right.
Because there's people afterwards that came to me, because I was like, why not?
Yeah, and we heard from students saying like, why can't we have a Jumbotron?
Why can't we have it? Because the kids wanted it.
Yeah, but regardless of that, we have a list here of people interested in serving. We're taking a look at it to make sure that they all meet the qualifications to serve on CBAC. Doc, we're the reg that's approved and the reg that created the CBAC. We updated it at a previous board meeting to really allow us to expand membership. It limited to 14 members before. We don't have a limit now. We can have a committee that's as robust as we want it to be. The other thing that's on there, however, is it limits membership to parents and community members, and to people who live within the boundaries or own businesses within the boundaries of Canutillo ISD. So we do know that we have some people interested in serving that don't meet those qualifications. We wanna take a look at who they are, and perhaps take their names to the Board of Trustees to expand their capacity to be able to serve.
Actually, we don't have to, because it's an administrative reg.
Right.
So all we have to do is
change it.
Change it, and we approve it. I don't have to go to the board to get. I can't imagine this board saying no. We don't want
more oversight.
More oversight or more community members, especially that some of these names on there they've been invested. They are invested into this, into Canutillo. But I want to go back to the committee.
All right.
Jumbotron. No, I just if your name's on here and you're one of these 53, come with an open mind, really, because if you just come with an open mind, open dialogue, because that's going to be the vibe of this committee. And if you're going to try to change that vibe, I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let anybody sit there and be a bully. This is what is one of our trustees always says this: these are promises made, promises kept, and this is what we're going to do. And we're all going to be open. We're all going to be open to new ideas, to dialogue, to create that best learning environment for our kids. And
the good thing is that we have a clear path to completing this bond, right? It's black and white. It's on a resolution. It's part of our contract with the voters. We have to come through with these projects.
You don't have a
list
choice.
Of projects. We don't have a choice. The role of this committee is to oversee that we keep that promise.
Oversight.
Yes, is to make sure that the promises that we made are kept. Not how we do it, not how this is how the role of this committee will be to make sure we keep those promises.
Well, I think there's a difference, and you always say there's a difference between this committee is about oversight.
Yes.
And we manage the bond.
Right.
That's our duty.
Right.
And I think that's what we're going to do in that first meeting, is give them orientation, because they may think accountability. You and I had that, what accountability means. Does accountability mean I need to manage to make sure that this happens, or oversight? And oversight is more about making sure the books are in place, making sure, and we'll go over that with the committee.
And I think that also it's going to be wearing a different hat, right? A lot of the individuals that have submitted for this have been invested and have been in the steering committee that was able to finalize those list of projects. So they had to say directly, hey, this is what we're gonna do, this is not what we're gonna do. Oversight is different. And then we were reading some emails yesterday about oversight, and then funny enough, my neighbor's going out of town, and he was telling me about this great garden hose that he bought, and I was put in an oversight committee, Gus, because he says it's coming in, I'm not gonna be here, I need you to keep an eye. When this box comes in, I need you to bring it in, I need you to put it in this backyard, I need you to send me a picture and tell me that it's here. So I'm oversight to his garden hose that he purchased, right? I didn't make the decision, but I'm making sure that it's being delivered. So I think it just was an aha moment for me to say, that's what we're doing in the oversight. We're making sure that these projects are being delivered. We're making sure that everything is according to what the community has wanted and voted for, and also with the steering committee, which a lot of these names were also on there.
And managing your neighbor managed, because he picked what store he bought it from.
He didn't let me pick
the color. He picked the size. He picked that. That's managed. He managed. You just make sure.
Send a picture.
Make sure you get it.
That it was that everything was legal.
Another thing that I want to, and I'm gonna have to go, but because I have some interviews I need to jump into, but I want you all to talk about local and our bond manager that we're, like why didn't we pick local? Why didn't we do it ourselves?
I think that this comes down to.
I'm gonna head to my interviews.
Sure.
Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all those who served, all the veterans for keeping our country safe. Love you all, and I'll leave you with these two rock stars and the most beautiful person in the world, Miss Lauda.
So I think, Dr. Rico, what's important here to really note is that while picking local is one of the points that we look at in selecting not just a bond manager but any contract that we have, ultimately we pick the best option for the school district.
Correct.
What is the best option for the school district when it comes to price, when it comes to quality, when it comes to history of providing services to the district, when it comes to history of providing services to other school districts? Local is one aspect that we look at, but it's not the only aspect that we look at, because local, while it's great, doesn't always mean that it's the best option for the school district.
And doesn't also translate into local labor, Gus, right? A lot of times when we say local management, it's a very different approach. So one of the things that we wanted to do, and believe me, before these proposal bids were opened, we all thought we were going to sit and have 15 different proposals, right? With the usual players. There's a lot of usual players in Texas that go out to manage bonds like this with a lot of experience. Oddly enough, very few of them, if any, decided to bid for this. It takes a long time to bid, and none of them wanted to be invested in our success. A lot of them kind of translated what happened in the past to, hey, this is what's going to happen. So they went in with a negative outlook, right? So the ones that we put out this bid before the bond election, so we're invested in this project, put the time in, put the resources in, and really wanted to partner with us. We feel very confident of our selection simply because a lot of major school districts in Texas with bonds our size or larger have been managed rather well. One of the things that we'll be able to see in open sessions as well is just the savings that these managers bring to other school districts, right? That's what it is for us. On time, under budget. We just felt and are very confident that we selected somebody who knows schools, right? And going on that local approach, somebody who's committed also to local talent when it comes to construction services, design services. So make no mistake about it, just because it's somebody whose headquarters are not in El Paso doesn't mean that the people running point on our projects won't be from El Paso, won't be from our community. Same thing with construction companies.
And they're also making a commitment to, like I said, hire locally, but also to create a presence locally. So they'll be contributing to our economy in that regard as well. But again, we know that there's been people making the rounds saying that why didn't we hire local when we had the opportunity? But they're the same people that also say, like, well, you always hire your friends, you always hire your friends, right? So it's a damned if you do, damn if you don't. But the bottom line is, we went out to look for the best option for the school district, and making sure that we are going to fulfill our promise to the community, and that's what we went out and picked.
Yeah, and I know we had that question, right? Why not hire 2 program managers here, save the money? Well, just the investment of this company, of the local force that will be here, will be 15 to 20 people locally invested in our schools and in our offices physically, not to mention the hundreds of people behind them in that company. So really, if we needed to hire somebody equal, it wouldn't be 2, it would be 50, 60 people just to get to that point.
Yeah. So and I think we're in negotiations right now. We are going to take a final contract to the Board of Trustees next Tuesday. Once they're on board, we'll introduce them to the community. They'll have a very robust plan of engagement with community members, from students to employees to parents, and of course CBAC. There'll be a pretty hefty presence in our community while the bond is ongoing. So it'll be people that everybody will get to know, and look forward to that design phase where people will be able to sit down with them and really tell us what they want in a school, what they want in a project, what they want to see, and have that come to fruition, and have that be the guide for us to build a school.
Yeah, that's exciting. New schools.
Yeah, but Dr. Galaviz left. He normally sends us off with a song or something, but I'm not gonna sing. So
Laura might be singing.
Not it.
we're just gonna say goodbye and wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. The district
Enjoy.
is closed on Monday,
Yeah.
and Laura, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to that day.
I need it.
Just FYI, everybody, you'll be on the lookout tomorrow, Friday, or the day this post, actually on Friday, today, the day this post, we will be naming our 2 district employees, Teachers of the Year, and our Auxiliary Employee of the Year. So we're really excited. We have an event planned for them on Friday evening, where we're gonna reveal the names of our winners and our representatives for the Region 19 Teacher of the Year. We're so super excited. We always do really well at the Regional Teacher of the Year. So we're excited to see who's going to represent us
That
again.
would be nice. And then countdown to graduation. If there's any seniors listening, right? 7 more days. Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, we're at the Don Haskins, and we'll be talking to their Vals and Sals next week. So come back next week to have a conversation with the Canutillo High School valedictorian and salutatorian, our best and brightest. All right, so see you guys next week.
Have a good one.